Hello, I'm Rumor, and I don't know what I'm doing here exactly. Um, I created this YouTube channel several years ago with the purpose of promoting books that I was writing at the time. And not that I'm not still writing. I mean, full disclosure, there's nothing I'm working on currently. I have ideas in mind. I just haven't been focusing on the actual writing down of them. The last couple of years, I've sort of shifted my literary energies toward editing manuscripts for other writers because I enjoy reading what comes out of their imagination, reading their lovely style of writing and turns of phrase, and it's still a very creative process for me to get to help them developing their characters and plot lines and so forth, as well as the more mundane details like the spelling and the grammar. But I'm kind of a nerd that likes to do that too. So in any case, I haven't had too much to share on this channel, to be honest, because of that. I'm not a prolific writer. I was kind of fortunate that my first books came out with small presses that were not the type to lock me into a contract that obligated me to produce X amount of books in X amount of time. I had my contracts with them for the individual work, and that was it. And as I got rights back, the expiration of those contracts over the years, I've started to just self-publish them under my own imprint, The Fallen Monkey. And so slowly but surely, they're all coming back under that umbrella. And so I think that will be my path going forward. So in any case, that's where I am as far as writing. And for those of you who aren't familiar with my work, my tagline is fiction with a penchant for the past and paranormal. I do love my ghosties. I like to write a ghost story or some other sort of supernatural element. And I've written a couple of novels that are past present, alternating back and forth with a supernatural element that links the two story threads. I have written one straight up historical novel set in the 1920s, a murder mystery. Nothing paranormal about that one, just murder and a whole gamut of human weaknesses and emotions. But at any rate, I don't know. I do like looking back to the past. I guess mainly historically, I've written in the 1920s. I have a couple of books that will go back to 1920s Chicago. Seven for a Secret, which is like half and half 1920s and year 2000 Chicago. And then Coattails and Cocktails is my murder mystery that is solely set in the 20s, I think 1924. What the Clocks Know is another book that I wrote that is past present, but it takes place in London, where I currently live, even though I'm from Chicago originally. And the past component of that story is set in Victorian times. But I didn't mean to ramble about that at all. I actually didn't even intend to talk about my writing here at all. I guess it just seemed fitting because that was the original point of this channel, just so I could post book trailers and soundtracks too, because I don't know, I have a very cinematic mind, and when I read and write, I always just see things as like a movie. And so I have soundtracks for a couple of my books as playlists on my channel here as well. It's mainly just fun for me. And that's pretty much what this video and subsequent videos will be for too. I don't really have any set agenda here. I'm not looking to promote anything. I just sort of, I honestly, it's not even going to be very book related, because I don't know how to explain it. Coinciding with my shift in literary focus from the writing side to the editing side, I also have found my whimsies just being completely taken over by an interest in all things metaphysical lately. Very into crystals and tarot and other divination methods, and I am just like ravenous in my consumption of this stuff these days. I am not a professional tarot reader. I'm not necessarily aiming to be. I mean, I want to do more readings for other people just because it is different than reading for myself. And I would like more practice at that. And I would like to use what I've learned as a way of giving people guidance that they need. So I would love to do more of that. But as far as becoming a paid professional, yeah, not really. That's not really my aim, at least for now. I have the right to change my mind at any point, though. I also said once that I had no interest in being a YouTube content creator. And I don't know if that's really what I'm initiating here either. I just kind of want to talk about the things that meet my fancy. And I have some, niche interests that aren't necessarily shared by a lot of people that I know personally, and not that they're not inquisitive about it or asking me for readings, for example. But they're just not as into it as me. It's just like when I talk everyone's ear off about Buffy, even if they liked the show, they might not love it the level that I do. Joss Whedon aside, just the actual Buffyverse itself, which I like to think that we fans can just own for ourselves and try to separate from its problematic creator, but that's a whole other thing. I will not get into that. But yeah, it's just like when I like to ramble on about stuff like that. I get it. It's not everyone's thing. And so hey, I'll sit and I'll ramble about it to myself here, even if no one watches these videos. But I would hope that if I am talking about any topics that meets someone else's fancy too, they find me and maybe find a kindred spirit. I don't know. Like I said, from the outset, I said, I don't know what I'm doing here. So, how's that for an introductory video? Thank God I'm not promoting anything, right? Because I'd be the worst at it. I've always said I cannot do self promotion. And honestly, when I got into writing, well, the writing was lovely. It was the publishing. Once I got into that and the thrill of, many rejections queering, the thrill of having someone accept it and validate it and put it out into the world felt wonderful. But then the marketing, it's just not a skill set that I naturally possess. And I have an online presence that I don't engage with a ton, and I'm at peace with that for the most part. But I don't know, there's still a part of me though that wants to interact more. I guess I have just felt like I haven't had much to say because I set up these profiles under this pen name Rumor Haven to promote my books. And if I'm not writing books at the moment, I don't have a lot to promote. And I feel like continuing to talk about my past ones is just continuing to beat a dead horse. And, most people have heard it already. And if you haven't, check it out if it's something that you'd be interested in. But, I don't expect everyone to love everything the way that I do. Nonetheless, I feel like I still share interests with a lot that are out there. I sure consume a lot of YouTube content. I am definitely obsessed with TarotTube these days, and I'm not trying to emulate what those kick-ass content creators out there are doing. There's some just excellent production quality, so creative in what they're offering. I don't think it looks easy what they do at all. And so I'm just way too lazy to even try to copy that. And I'm not even needing to because I just enjoy what they create. So I'm not trying to become them. I'm just trying to carve out a little bit of cyberspace, I guess, because I still feel like I just have these things I want to talk about. I don't know. This has been a very private thing. It's very on my own, but there's something really fun to me at the moment. Just the thought of actually sharing that with people out there because I feel like I'm seeing a lot of people like me out there and I'm watching their stuff and maybe they would like to watch mine. We'll see. I don't know. But I'm willing to at least give it a go. And again, I don't know what to tell you as far as what to expect here. Might not have the most regular schedule of videos being posted. And where tarot goes specifically, at the moment, I'm not really keen to do walkthroughs of decks. Just more so maybe share ones that I own for certain purposes and talking about what I like to use them for. I might talk about Buffy. I'm just saying. Be warned. I guess I'm just not looking to label it or myself in any way. I just don't want to feel like I'm hiding, in a corner because I feel like I set all this stuff up and then disappeared for a while and haven't been uploading with anything new. And again, if I don't have a new book to share with you, I just still share something, some sort of piece of myself. And so for whatever that might be worth, if anyone watches and shares these interests and is interested in commenting, I look forward to future interactions, and we'll see what's in store. But thanks for listening to me this long if you have stuck around. And yeah. We'll see when I come back and what I come back with. Okay, it's a grand experiment and you're along for the ride with me. Thanks for stopping by. I have no idea how you would have found me if you did, but that's cool. And I'll try to make this an interesting space for you. So, all right. Bye.